Hi, I'm Pat Martinez, Chief of Staff at East Coast Migrant Head Start Project. Thank you for joining me this month on the wonderful Women's Impact series that we're having. And I have with me a very interesting woman. Her name is Liz Cantino. And Liz, known by some by Elizabeth. Liz, thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
There's a couple of questions I really want to ask you
Yeah.
because I had to write it down to make sure I ask you correctly.
Okay.
Do you mind if I read it?
No, not at all.
Okay. We know that your focus now is on banking executives, and it's on helping bank business thrive.
Mhm.
But how do you think access to early education helps children and families thrive? I know you talk about business owners,
Yes.
but what do you think is the impact of early education on children and families?
Yeah. So, I'm very passionate about women in business. So there's a huge difference to me between um, my day to day and my male colleagues' day to day from my vantage point. And when I look around the room and women executives are at the table, because I have two children. The woman next to me might have four kids that she's navigating, but women business owners, women executives, we carry the mental load for our families. Our male counterparts, they come to work. I don't mean this. I love men. I'm not a male basher, but I will tell you that 90% of the women that I know are navigating that mental load for their families. Now, how it's impactful for families and the kids. So, because we're navigating that mental load, it's up to us to notice all the things. So, I'll give you an example. So, when my son was 4 years old, he wasn't talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that was on mom, both my husband and I, but it was on me to figure out, what program I could find. And it was his early childhood program. We got him on a plan, realized he had speech. It wasn't necessary. It was speech and sensory, got him the therapy that he needed. So the direct impact to that type of education benefit, the teachers that were involved, um, extremely beneficial.
So let me have a follow-up question.
Mhm.
You talk about teachers and you talk about the impact in that whole situation
Mhm.
that you had. How integral is the relationship or how important it is between parent and teacher? You talk about the success. So give us a few examples of how you see that should work and why
I
it's an
think
integral part.
constant communication with teachers is key. Meeting with teachers, finding out how your child is performing. So again, I have two kids. One's in public school and one's in private school. So my son is in public school. My daughter's in private school, and it's because of the experience. My daughter um, performs better in a smaller environment, whereas my son, so my communication level with those teachers aren't as intimate as I have with my daughter's teachers. But either way, I'm texting those teachers. They know me. Being present, communicating effectively, hearing their perspective on how your child performs. And sometimes, and then, this has happened too, where, you find out maybe that teacher isn't necessarily a good fit for your child. And it could, just like with anybody else, it's personality things, but you don't know that unless you're invested, you're communicating. So I would say that the relationship between parent and teacher should be a close one.
And the last question then, before I let you close and your parting words, I'm interested. You're a mother, an executive, you have children, you're active in the community, you go into the schools. What do you think about the work-life balance idea? When people say, how do you deal with work-life balance? Sometimes is it off? I don't know. I have a different thing. I hate that word.
Me
work-life
too.
balance, because it's no balancing act. It's how you make it.
Yeah, it's work-life integration.
That's right.
That's what it is. I don't subscribe to the balance, because then you're trying to achieve this this, I don't know that it's possible, but there are times when, I'm bringing my kids with me to the things in the community and it teaches them something. I am, there's many crossroads between home and work for me. But I like it like that because I like to be in the community. I like that sense of community. Even within my own portfolio, I'm very passionate about women in business and creating that space for that community to come out. That's actually how I met you guys as CEO, because I'm invested in that. But I don't know if I answered the question, but
yes, you did. You did. I think it's important that we hear from women like you that make an impact in our community. I want to thank you for being here today. It's not easy to carve out time for a conversation and to have coffee.
Yeah.
But it's really, I'm very happy that you made the time. So thank you for being here. On behalf of East Coast Migrant Head Start Project, I want to thank you all for stopping in and meeting Liz Cantano.
Thank you.